campus of UCSC, with its combination of wooded gullies and temperate coastal climate, is the natural setting in which to find many a wild creature. This one's the most yellow, though. Areolemix dolichophallus, the local species of banana slug from the Monterey Bay region, is a year-round resident of UCSC's nature-friendly campus. Most of the wooded areas on campus are suitable locations to see one of these slugs. If you want to have a better chance of finding some, though, you have to find a trail and hike down into one of the many ravines that run throughout the campus. These areas are the prime environment for banana slugs. They offer shade and a damp atmosphere, both things these animals need. The streams that often come with such ravines help keep the vegetation lush and thus maintain a food supply for many of its inhabitants. During the summer months, banana slugs are less active. They are content to pass much of the time curled up under a log or lying dormant in a hole underground. And when the winter rains and cooler temperatures return, these animals are more than happy to begin pursuing their daily activities. If you see a banana slug crawling the forest floor, more than likely it is engaged in an almost continual search for food. All manner of green plants, they'll eat all kinds of fungus, tree bark, animal feces. They'll eat a dead banana slug if they find one. They are decomposers, and as such, will pursue most organic matter they encounter as a possible meal. These flies have quickly responded to a dead mouse. Their larvae will feed on it, along with a host of bacteria and other organisms. A slug may well happen on these remains later down the line, and be more than happy to contribute to the decomposition process. This slug here has found a dead arboreal salamander, and has proceeded to eat away at the amphibian's skin. A more common item in this might be, say, a mushroom. These are banana slug favorite. The West Coast, with its damp winters and spring months, is home to an array of fungus species. Many types of mushrooms and lichens can be found growing out of the decomposing plant matter that litters the forest floor. Other fungus, like this bracket fungus, grow on the sides of logs or trees. These ones are called conchs. The only living part of this fungus is its white underside. The common name for this bracket fungus is turkey tail, for both its color and its fan-like shape. Banana slugs lack the conventional teeth or jaw structure that we would be familiar with. Their own oral anatomy consists of several components. To eat a newly emerged mushroom, a slug will open its mouth and a sort of plate made of cartilage will extend to bite off a piece of it. This part is called the odontophore, and inside of it is the slug's tongue, which is called the radula. The radula lines the inside of the odontophore and is covered in thousands of tiny backwards-facing teeth. These teeth grind up the leaf, or mushroom, which then passes down the esophagus. This individual here offered both an exceptional view of its mouth as well as one of its pneumostome, which is also a common name for its breathing hole. Inside the pneumostome is the animal's lung. The slugs can open and close the pneumostome in order to regulate their own personal oxygen intake. Now let's finish up eating. Banana slugs are not fast eaters. They really do like to take their time. But when they are done, they'll continue on their way. always with their senses primed for the next edible object. A slug's eyes are quite simple. Each eye is merely composed of a very basic retina and lens that allow the slug to judge motion and changes in light level. And below the eyes lie a pair of sensory tentacles that facilitate the smelling and tasting requirements. But these body parts only fulfill half of the job. These guys still need a way to get around and find their food. Thus, the foot. This incredible mollusk appendage includes a sole whose muscles expand and contract to move the slug's body in a forward motion. This continual action is revealed as a set of waves running from the back of the animal on the bottom of the sole. The slug also generates a continual supply of mucus that is laid down by the sole as a smooth barrier between the slug and the forest floor. And there you go. They're able to fully fulfill their appetites with plenty of day to spare. So, what do they do with the rest of their time? Well, the only time that banana slugs break with such a solitary existence is when they sense a need to mate. Now, slugs are hermaphroditic, meaning they both possess male and female sex organs. These two are common garden slugs, they're not banana slugs. You can clearly see the two penises each of them possesses. Now they circle each other for several minutes, and the actual copulation only took a couple minutes, if that. With our local Santa Cruz species, Dolichophallus, this reproduction process becomes a bit more bizarre. After sometimes several hours of pre-mating ritual by the two slugs, they both insert their penis in the other's body. After depositing the sperm, the animals begin to retract these elongated organs. Sometimes, one or both of the animals appears to be unable to retract the penis. At this point, the slugs often resort to chewing off the organ completely. It used to be thought that the length of these animals' penises caused them to get tangled inside the body of the other slug, thus requiring that it be severed so the slugs could separate. But it is now known that it probably occurs because a single slug is trying to increase its own reproductive chances. With a chewed off penis, the mutilated slug will be unable to deposit sperm in future matings. It will thus be forced to act as a female, merely receiving sperm. By chewing off mates' penises, the slug will be able to increase the density of females in its own vicinity, and thus give its own sperm a very great advantage. The redwood forest has a different feel at night. It reveals animals that aren't likely to be seen during daylight hours. Banana slugs are more or less split between these two groups. Unlike most slugs and snails, banana slugs are diurnal, functioning both during the day and at night. Both day and night can be very dangerous times for banana slugs. Any number of forest animals may prey on them. While this list is quite expansive, it's very important to note that none of these animals are major predators of the slugs. This slug has lost a tentacle. Likely the victim of an animal attack, this slug is still very lucky to be alive. Unfortunately, the tentacle probably will not regenerate. During the daytime, it's easy to notice that slugs have quite a brilliant color scheme. Their appearance is a vibrant warning to any animal that they may be distasteful to eat. And even if a predator is hungry enough to deal with a distasteful slug, they also have to work around its slime. When endangered, these slugs can exude an extra thick mucus. It's whitish, and it's incredibly sticky, and this can help make trying to swallow them a very unexpected chore for any attacker. So, if you find yourself walking down some trail through the redwoods, and it's not too hot, and preferably not too dry, look around on the path. You have a pretty good chance of finding a banana slug. And what will it be doing, everybody? That's right! Probably looking for some food.